Hey everyone, it's Josh, J Vintage Honda Minis, Orlando, Florida. This video is going to be on doing some kind of just a couple components on a hardtail. I'm going to paint it, but we're going to use some professional paint here, but not by the means of a compressor and a spray gun, but through a can system. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So what we're looking at here is a couple new product on the market here. It's made by Car Rep, which is a company that's out of Europe, and they have their own lines of 2K in the can products. So they have right here is an epoxy primer. I have a black. Now that they've been out for just a little bit longer, they've introduced a gray, so I would have bought the gray for this one, but I at the time only had a black. So this is an epoxy 2K primer. I also bought the 2K clear from them. And what 2K is that there's 1K paint and 2K paint. 2K has an activator, hardener in the system, in the mix. So you get a clear coat, in this example, that is very hard. It's a very durable clear coat, and it is solvent and gas resistant. So this is what you would typically have on a automotive paint, is a 2K clear for the most part. I'm not a paint specialist, but you know, this is going to be a way superior professional clear coat as opposed to like the clears that you get at your local hardware stores off the shelf. Those are like acrylic enamels, just like a one-stage paint, or their clear coat. You know, that stuff will not hold up to solvent at all. Or they're claiming that there are some products out there right now that do, but I guarantee you they don't. This is going to be my color. The bike I'm working on is a hardtail that's already been painted on the frame and tank, but the owner doesn't have a headlight bucket or the shield that goes over the muffler area, which I showed you is hanging. So we're going to go ahead, he had the paint code, so my local paint shop, professional paint shop, put this in there. This is a 2K color coat, mid coat, and it's gonna be dull until I put my clear coat over it. So this is appropriate to use with the 2K clear coat and you know, the epoxy system. This is a metallic blue that's called electric blue. It's a Chrysler match color. So the other thing that I bought from them is PPG has a product line called Shop Line. This is going to be their wax and grease remover. So I bought a gallon jug at the shop just to make sure I'm wiping and cleaning before I start doing some spraying. Get yourself some tack cloths, help remove any of the lint. And since we're spraying like 2K product that has a hardener in it, which is isocyanate, stuff is pretty bad for you to breathe in. So at the very minimum, you're going to want a respirator with a activated charcoal or organic matter filter. I don't trust this for this system, but this is what I have at this point. I did order a fresh air system that I'll do a review on later, but for today I'll use this and hold my breath, because that stuff still can get through those filters and clog them up real quick, the ISO in these 2Ks. So what you guys have probably heard of SprayMax before, and they offer you know, 2K clears, and what their system is it comes with an activator that you pop in the bottom of the can, and then once it's introduced to the clear, it's a two-part component. Once it's mixed, it's activated, and then you gotta spray it within maybe 24 hours, and then it's trash, throw it away. The claim with Car Rep is that they have a unlimited shelf life, but in reality they claim 3 years. So this is how this system works, is that this has the two parts mixed in the can already, but the hardener is not activated until you spray it and it hits atmosphere. So once it sprays in the atmosphere is when the hardener activates, and that allows them to have a 3-year guarantee as far as this can being good. So you don't have to worry like with SprayMax to have to use it all up in one project or use it within 24 hours. Their price for these cans are $23 or something like that, like the same price that you have for SprayMax. So this was like a no-brainer first time using it, so this video is gonna show you how it all works and if it works great. So I'm gonna go ahead and use their 2K epoxy. This was all bare metal now. I'm going to put the 2K epoxy on here first, then go with the color, and then put the clear system on it. Alright, from now on, very little talking, just going to show results here. So this is the 2K epoxy from Car Rep. So I gave this 2 coats of epoxy, and this is the next day. I gave it till the next day to dry, and then I used 1200 grit to just make sure I'm smoothing out my base before I put my mid coat, or whatever you want to call it, base coat, color coat, and then the clear coat. So wet sand gently, pulled off all the nibs or anything that was in the epoxy coat, and everything's nice and smooth. So start, prep work is key for a final good finish. So I'll get this hung up, do a wipe down with a wax and grease remover, and then spray the metallic blue base coat. Alright, so we'll do some base coat, color coat on it now. Color coat 2. Third color coat, final color coat. It's been about 20 minutes since the third coat of the color here, base coat. So it's flashed off, so when you use this 2K paint, it gets to a dull finish, and then when you put the clear over it is where you'll see your final result. So I'm going to do the clear. This will be the first of the 2K clear. I'm going to do a kind of a light dusting for the first coat, wait 10 minutes, then do a heavier coat for the second coat, and then a heavier coat for the third coat, like a heavy wet coat. Clear coat number 2. Third and final top coat of clear. Brought it in. We're gonna let this just cure for about 24 hours. I'm gonna see how it smooths out. It looks really good. Both parts came out really nice, so we'll recheck it tomorrow. 20 hours or so later, so plenty of time to cure. The manufacturer's instructions say you need 12 hours. Dries to touch in 60 minutes as far as the clear goes. 12 hours to get to a hardness level to be able to wet sand or buff or polish, and then 9 to 10 days for total cure, hardness, and maximum fuel resistance. But everything came out really nice. Super happy with the way that the finish came out. Alright, so I'll do some links, show you the website to go to if you guys are interested in this 2K product line. I'll also show you the fresh air breathing system that I'm going to have in a few days, and then I'll use it for the next time I do paint. And I'll have to do a kind of a review on that system. It's made by Allegro. It was probably about a little under $700, but for me, well worth it. I did have a point where I could taste the ISO, it's a sweet flavor, so I can tell you the respirator was not doing its job. I just went ahead and did the project anyways, but against my best judgment, I would never spray that stuff again without a fresh air system or some better environment that I'm not breathing in any of the ISO from the 2K Clear. car rep. It's car-rep.com. You know, it's what it looks like. And they got some product options here where you can scroll down and look through their product line. They're adding colors to it too. They're in the process of getting the whole array off of RAL colors. And then the other thing is this breathing system that I got coming my way from Allegro's. You have to buy through a vendor. You can't buy directly through Allegro. But I do have this. It pulls fresh air, cool. It actually doesn't heat it up, so it's a cool fresh air system from 50 feet away. It plumbs it to a full face mask. So safety is important to me, and I would suggest that if you're spraying this kind of stuff that you look into something like this too. Alright guys, just subscribe if you don't. I got more videos to come. Thanks.